strange happenings and unidentified objects reported in Niger and other parts of Africa. There are a large number of UFO sightings and footages filmed on a daily basis, but most of them are spread across the globe with large distances separating them. This week though, reports have been coming in from Niger of bizarre movement and sound in suburban areas, mostly in the slums. People are growing more and more concerned in different cities like the capital of Niamey, Maradi, Doua, and especially from the desert town of Agadez, which is located in the Sahara and is estimated to have a population of no more than 100,000. It is also home to the oldest known Tuareg communities. The reports vary in content, but all seem to lead to paranormal or extraterrestrial activity in the region. Calls from other establishments were sporadic and weren't taken too seriously by authorities, given the low culture and education levels of the inhabitants, but people from the Agadez region are known to be very wise and have a sense for the occult. When calls started coming in every night, and some even during the day, investigators were forced to dig in and see what the fuss was about, even if there was nothing paranormal involved. The majority of individuals calling were complaining about light that would change its brightness, but never completely went out and was projected, they claimed, from somewhere above to somewhere in front of them. All people who reported this were indoor at the time, so they couldn't know if there was something on their building's roof. Some claimed that after the lights stopped, they heard strange things, like the sound you normally hear, but somehow bent, as people described it. When asked to elaborate, they gave simple examples like the wind, dogs barking, or even the sound a steak makes when it's cooked. All those normal sounds were somehow distorted. Extraterrestrial activity and flight path expert Merlier Nostradame thinks there are a number of reasons for these strange sightings and very probable ET encounters, the first and most important of them being the location. In today's geopolitical environment, Agadez is probably one of the most secluded areas on the entire Earth. There is not much technology and also, there isn't even much interest in it from the outside world. If extraterrestrial beings had any business to conduct on our planet without getting spotted, this would be the perfect place. Merlier also believes that the region doesn't hold much interest now, but was once the most popular bus stop on the world's most traveled road. Agadez, as it was called, was the cornerstone of Saharan trade, and Mr. Nostradame thinks aliens have visited these places before, at a time when the town was more like the center of the world. He thinks ETs came back to check on the surroundings or even certain people. Merlier suspects ancient aliens had developed a form of understanding with the Tuareg. His theory is that spaceships would come check on the region from time to time, but he isn't convinced the relationship was friendly. I'm 100% convinced that future generations of aliens come back to check on future generations of humans and have been doing so for millions of years probably, but I can't grasp if the aliens are just interested to see how their old friends are doing, or coming to the cage, our planet, to see if the slave, humans, had finished the work they were given. The people of Agadez are said to hold secret ancient knowledge that they refuse to share even with the government, so investigations haven't gone very smoothly. Authorities are afraid to dig too deep because this area is the Gaza Strip of Africa. No matter who was in power in the region, the Tuareg have always controlled trade routes and strategic points and have brutally rebelled throughout the years whenever things didn't go their way. The government of Niger knows this all too well and plans to investigate slowly, trying to show the inhabitants they want to help. In the meantime, it's very hard for even freelance journalists to find anything out as neither the authorities nor the mysterious Tuareg show any sign of open dialogue.